Welcome to another episode of Skatepark Showcase. As you guys can see, I'm taking a little bit of a different route from all these nice new prefab skate parks, concrete skate parks. Today, I am at a DIY. I love going to DIYs. I'm in Tallahassee, Florida. Now they have a couple of skate parks in this area, but there's just something special when people get together and they just build stuff. Doesn't matter how janky, it's always fun to skate. Let's check it out. This DIY is smack dab in the middle of downtown Tallahassee. Let's get into it. It's definitely a really interesting DIY. I've been to a lot of DIYs and this one is definitely unique. I've never been to one built quite like this. It's got its pros, its cons. We're gonna go over everything. So there's basically two sections. There's one strip that's kind of back and forth action, and then there's a small section underneath the overpass. That one's got the least amount to it, so let's talk about the bridge section first. So there's not a lot to it. It's basically just a bank and then a slanted flat section. The slanted flat section doesn't really have much. There's like little things off to the side and then like some sort of little ledge rail thing that's been burnt, and then like a homeless person's encampment where I think a bowl was being built, but I've been here a couple of times and no progress has been made, and now it looks like somebody's living there, so that'll probably never get built, but that's fine. So that flat section is steep uphill. It's really tough to skate any of that stuff, so I didn't really do much on it. I mainly just tried to skate that bank, and I love coming across banks like this. I don't get to come across them very often. The only downside is that steep uphill. It's really tough to get the speed to even make it halfway up the bank. I was able to get a couple of tricks along with this like crazy tray flip. It was like an alley-oop tray flip. It was kind of accidental. I think I just instinctively did it that way because at the bottom where the flat meets the bank, there's been some concrete poured there, and I was trying to like kind of avoid that because it actually was messing me up a little bit because it's like a weird bump right there. But that's pretty much that section. The bank was fun, just really, really tough to skate. Had to run really hard, throw my board down, and try to get set up to do the trick quickly. And then you come back out of it with a ton of speed. So cool section, but not really a whole lot to it. Let's get into the big, long back and forth section. So at the top, you've got a couple quarter pipes. You've got one super dingy one. Well, technically they're both super dingy. Everything out here is really dingy. The big one is probably about a 3-footer, maybe 3.5. It's got tons of cracks in it, super sketchy. It was really hard to skate, and I got like a rock and roll. Cool. Right next to it is a wall ride. It kind of like curves like a bowl, but then up into a wall ride, this little pocket. That was super fun to skate. I got completely destroyed on it. Me and my buddy Tyler were out here one day. It was a lot of fun, just getting thrown into the concrete, but I did it barely, really sketchily, but it was cool. And then right next to that, where that wall goes up, there is another quarter pipe that, if you can even call it that, it's just like super decrepit, super sketchy. Right when I first got here, I was scared to even just like roll up it at all, but I was able to get a couple pops into it, which is cool. And then there's a ledge right out of that. You can kind of go off one side. I think I popped a kickflip down it, maybe ollied down it. And then there's a big drop. So you actually have enough space to get enough speed to hit this big drop. It's maybe 3.5 feet tall. It's pretty long. You gotta go pretty far out because the corner is all broken off. So you gotta pop, obviously before you reach that corner. It was pretty crazy. I haven't jumped down anything, that size in a while because I've been doing a lot of like transition and small stuff lately. So it felt good to jump down something. Then also connected to that ledge is another little quarter pipe, super steep, super janky. Love skating stuff like that just to see if I can drop in on it or do whatever. Then there's a grind box, basic cinder block grind box with some really rusted angle iron, but it does skate and it's not too bad. And then you've got the spine. That's probably the coolest thing out here. It's hard to go up it on the tall side because there's a really bad crack, but other than that, it skates pretty well. I like it a lot. And then you've got the Euro. It's pretty big, pretty scary, and pretty sketchy. It's all broken up to pieces. I was just happy to get an ollie up and an ollie down. And then you've got this flat section right here where I'm chilling. This is like the most open area. You can do games of skate, you can skate all the little obstacles. So basically just this bump right here in the middle, pretty slick because it's been painted, so be careful about that. Like everything else is super rough and harsh, but then this is like crazy slick, it's wild. One really cool thing in the corner, like a little corner bowl quarter pipe thing. It's sketchy, it's tight, but it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun on that. Cinder block that you can do some grinds on, some slides on. Pretty much have to have one of those at every DIY. And then there's this bank into a ledge off to the side. That's pretty cool to like pop up into it, pop out, back into the bank. Super cool. I love skating stuff like that. It's not like super high impact, so it's fun to just mess around on. And then there's this super steep quarter pipe right next to that, and it is steep. Very hard to skate, very scary, very sketchy, but that's DIYs, man. Like they're fun to skate because they're so sketchy sometimes, you know? I had a lot of fun just hanging out here. Came out here 2 times. Both were really quick sessions, but surprisingly, I was able to do at least maybe one thing on every obstacle out here, so I felt pretty good about it. It's pretty cool, like nobody really messed with me. You might come across a homeless person here or there, but there's actually like a little parking area you can pull right up here. I'm not gonna put the address in the description or anything like that, but it is on Google Maps. So if you're looking for it, you can probably find it. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Like super sketch, man. Like it's gnarly out here, but I had a blast. Just be prepared for the Florida heat and the chance that it might rain. That's it for another episode of Skatepark Showcase. Thank you guys for checking out another episode. I know it's been a long time since I've posted anything, but I kind of got stuck on this episode in months and months and months. I think five or 6 months went by in between my 2 sessions out here. So it's hard to travel sometimes. It's hard to get this stuff done, but what will help a lot is by you guys going to my Patreon. I don't have any tiers or anything like that. If you just want to donate and support the show, you can do as little as $1 a month, and that really does help me with gas, with travel and stuff like that. The more supporters that I get from viewers like you, the more often I'll be able to go and do all these. I have like 3 episodes in the work right now, so now that this one's done, I'm finally gonna be able to get those other ones produced and out to you guys. If you don't want to donate, that's totally okay. There are other ways that you can support just by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, getting the word out, subscribing to my YouTube channel, and you know, just telling people about me. I'm trying to go to every single skate park in the United States. That's the goal. I'll probably be dead before that happens, but I'm not gonna stop, including DIYs like this place. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode. Here's what's coming up next.